Okay, great. I see, and we can start. Welcome to our class. It's a class about Python from jobeasy. My name is Ilya Tishin, and I will be your teacher in this class, and I hope you will have fun. Let's start. I will turn off my camera. It will be a little bit easy for me, but I hope you will hear me. Okay, let's start. We will start from a little introduction about Python, where Python is used, about current version and documentation, and about this course and which goals we will try to achieve. Okay, what is Python? Python is programming language. It's not good one or bad one. It's just a programming language, one of the most popular right now in the world. And what is it? Python is interpreted high-level programming language, which has clear object-oriented approach and has really clean syntax. It's very logical code. Python was created by Guido van Rossum in 1991, and after this time, now it's really popular, and as every programming language, it has advantages and disadvantages. What about Python advantages? It's extensive support libraries. It means that really a lot of people every day try to do it best. It has big community and a lot of open source projects and libraries which can help you to resolve a lot of problems. Python easy to learn, and it has really awesome documentation. It is user-friendly. It's very important when you start learn some computer languages, and in my opinion, Python is the best decision to start. But as every computer languages, it has some disadvantages. First, Python slow. It means that it's slow in the process. He calculates slower than some different languages like Java or C family of languages. But it advantage that he speed in writing the code. You will save really a lot of time in writing, and I think it's enough to start. And because Python is sorry, and because Python has dynamic typization, it has a problem in runtime error. It can break then your program works. It's a big problem, but in first, when you only start to learn, it doesn't matter. Where Python is used? The simple answer for this question: everywhere, because you can use Python in science, you can use Python in web development, in artificial intelligence, in mobile application, in software engineering, in QA automation, in data science, in web scraping, everywhere. What about current version and where we can find documentation? The official site of Python, python.org. Let's go on this site. In download, you can download the current version. Now it's 3.8, or for some specific reasons, you can find all releases and download previous versions. But for start, you should use 3.8. Documentation. I said that Python have really great documentation where you can find everything. In tutorial, you can find answer for your first questions, how to use a lot of examples of using Python. It's here. And in library reference, you can find really good description about every word, every special keyword, every function, every data type. I hope Python documentation will be your best friend. And a couple words about our course. This course for beginners, not for people who know another languages, not for people who have some experience, more than, I don't know, a half of a year. Only for beginners. Why? Because in my experience, the things what I will tell you, usually in books, we will find 5 or 6 pages about it, but we will have 8 lessons. And I try to explain to you a lot of new information, a lot of basic information, how to use Python, what is data types, how to use logical condition, how to use loops, and we will have one lesson about object-oriented approach, where we will we will speak about classes. I hope you will have fun, and if you have any question about this course, you can type in it chat, and I try to answer for you. Okay, now I think no question, but maybe next time when we will start our lesson, I'll find it. Oh, I see one question. Okay, wait a second, please. What we will learn by the end of the course? It depends of you. You got a syllabus. With this course, we will talk about data types, numbers, strings. We'll talk about conditions. We will talk about loops, functions, and in the end, we will talk about classes. Okay. What is the difference between HTML and Python? Wow. Python is a computer language, is a programming language. HTML, it's a markdown for our web pages. In HTML, we can use conditions, we can use loops, we can use, we just mark down information on the page. In Python, we can resolve different problems we can use with database, or we can do mathematic, or we can resolve any problem. Not only with web, but and with other devices like phones or database, something like that. So after these 8 classes, we can write our resume. I think it's resume. What we know Python? No, of course not. Evgenia, it's a basic course about. I hope it can start in Python and understand basis principles of Python, of every computer language. In my opinion, it doesn't matter what language we use. We can use JavaScript, we can use Java, we can use Python, we can use C#. It doesn't matter. This course about data, this course about simple construction like condition or loops, and it's a base. This base included in every programming language. You said it's used in automation, so when we learn Python, can we apply for automation QA jobs? Yes, we can use Python for QA automation. For example, the library Selenium has API for Python, and we can write expressions to control Selenium by Python, or we can do it by Java, or we can do it by JavaScript. Why I choose Python? Because it's easy to learn, and it's clear. If you see a difference of simple example in Java or Python, you will see a big difference in syntax, because Python syntax more easier. Alex asked, do I need to download on my computer Python? Yes, sure. We sent you email with video where I described how to install Python on your computer. You can write on support or me in Slack, and I will send you this video again. Where was a video instruction sent out yesterday? Explain how to download Python and make our desktop for the course. Okay, that's not a question. Lena didn't get any emails. Please write to support or write me in Slack. How difficult to learn is Python compared to C group or other software languages? It's a big difference between C group and Python. Python is dynamic language. We will talk today about it more, and it's interpreted language. C or Java is compiled languages, where when you before start your program, you have to compile files to run it. In Python, you shouldn't do it, and you can run your program in real life, in real time. Okay, let's continue. Another question I try to answer. I will try to answer in future. And let's start our first lesson. Today we will talk about data type, Boolean, none, and numbers, which has three types: integer, float, and complex. We will talk about variables and how to output information to user. We will talk about simple mathematic calculations and how to convert your data between different types. And we will start from numbers. We have three types. Okay, we will start from data types. First one is numbers. Numbers. I think you know it from the school. To create a number, we use numeric literals, like 1, 2, 3, etc. Numbers included different numeral systems. Usually it's decimal, but we can use hex, octal, or binary numeral system. In my practice, I used only decimal and binary in some specific cases. I didn't use hex or octal. Maybe I will do it in my future, but right now I didn't. And numbers can contain a decimal point or exponent side to create floating point numbers. Floating points number has whole part and has fractional part. I will talk about it later. Boolean. Boolean is a simple data type which has only two built-in values, true or false. How to understand Boolean? An instance. Imagine I have a white cat. Lazy and fat, but it doesn't matter. I have a white cat, and I say, I have a white cat. This sentence will be true because I really have a white cat. But if I say, I have a red cat, it will be false statement. It will be false sentence because my cat is white and we have only two values. My sentence can be true or false, nothing else. None. None is special Python object, which means nothing. It's a little bit confusing how to use none in our programs, why we should use none. And I have a good example. Imagine we have a box, a big box. On this box we have a page where we have text, numbers, or where we have text, books, or something else. It doesn't matter. We know that in this box we have to have something. But then we open this box, we find that it's empty. And the situation where we know that box contains something, but now it's empty. In Python, this state called none, because we had something in this box before, or we will have something in the future, but right now we have nothing. In Python, it's called none. I hope it's stay a little bit clear. If you have question about data types, please type in and I try to answer. Okay. Will you send us video of lesson? Asked me Sergey, I think Sergey. Okay. Yes, we will send you. And it's a very important point. When we start coding, please don't repeat in the process of coding. We will send you recorded video, and then you can do it. You can repeat everything that I wrote, but in column background, in column situation. Don't worry about it. You will have a time for it. Okay, let's go. Variables and output. What is variables? Variables is a special. It's a special name of boxes from previous example, where we will contain our information, and these boxes keeps in computer memory. We can create variable, just write it in our code, and we can assign information using equal operator. Now let's go to PyCharm, and I will show you. First, we need to create our first file with Python. We should click on right mouse button on the name of our project, Python, click new, and choose Python file and name it. My name is number for this file, number. Here we can write our first program, our first variables, and how I can create it. I can write down number 1. This is the name of my variable, and this name will be kept in memory of my program. I put equal sign, and after it I can write a value which I want to put on my box, in my variable. For example, a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or I can create number equal to string. We will talk about it on our next lesson, but it's just example. Or I can keep something else. I just need to put equal, and I'll have a link between my variable and my value. And now this value stay in this variable. I said that Python is dynamic typing language. It means that I can reassign it in real life. I can reassign my my variable, like I write number 2 is equal to something else, maybe number 2, like that. And now my number lost this value, and now it keeps this value. We will see it soon, how to use it. Print. Print is our function in Python. Used it, we can output our data to user. For example, I can write print by charm, and because it's function, it has breaks. In these breaks, I can write a data which I need to output. I can write a number like 1, 2, 3, and now we'll run our program. I click right mouse button on this tab and click run number. And I will see that in my PyCharm EDI, I have a run tab in the bottom where I see the result of print function. It's 1, 2, 3. Or I can put in my print number, my variable number 1 or number 2, doesn't matter, and run my program again. And I will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see a value. I don't see a variable name because prints like I open my box and I see a value which is kept in my number 1 variable. Okay, now we know about variables and how to use it, and let's continue because we have a problem how to call our variables. In Python we have naming convention where we have some rules about how we can call our variables. First rule, the variable name can contain of alphabet, letters, it can contain numbers, and it can contain underscore. Only these signs, nothing else. We can use any signs from underscore and alphabet letters and numbers. And second rule in this point that we can start our variable name with a number. And it will be incorrect. For example, I can write letters, I can use numbers, and I can use underscore for my variable, and it will be correct. But if I start with a number in this variable, it will be incorrect. It will be incorrect, and I will see exception from PyCharm. PyCharm helps me, and it doesn't understand what it means. 1 ISD SAD. It doesn't understand it as a variable. But if I start from, I don't know, hello, and then I put 1, it will be correct. Or I can start from 1 character H and then put 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be a correct variable. Additionally, we shouldn't start our variable from underscores because it has a special meaning in Python, and we will talk about it on our next lessons. But now, just advice: use clear names, not like that. But for example, number 1, number 2, result, or I don't know, or hello world, something else. because after some time it will be difficult to remember what it means, what you should to keep in this variable. Second rule, Python is case sensitive, and for it these examples are different. Name in uppercase, name in lowercase, in different case, it will be different variables for it. My advice, like rule number 3, we should use snake case in most cases. What is snake case? Snake case is the situation then we separate every word by underscore. For example, full name. Full name is the variable where we can where we will keep our full name, and I will use full underscore name, and it will be equal to a string with my name, something like that. Use underscore and use lowercase. We will use uppercase, and we will use another types of casing, but in next lessons, and it has special meaning too, like underscores in the start of our variable name. Okay, do you have questions about naming conversion? Okay, I have a question from Luda. Do we need put spaces between name and equal and other signs? It's very good questions, because we should do it, but it's not must. For example, I will create number 3 variable and write without spaces equal and maybe number, and it will be absolutely correct. We can run our program. For example, we can print this value number 3. It will be okay, but it's harder to read, and we have advice from PyCharm. Yeah, you see E225 missing white space around operator, and we have a reformat file link, and we can click it, and PyCharm helps us and rewrite our code, because it's a standard of writing code. It's international standard, and we should keep it. We should do it better, because then people from another countries, from another, I don't know, from everywhere will understand our code better. Okay. Some values is comma and some is no comma. I think it's not a question. Or no. Winnie, maybe you means about this comma? It's not a comma, it's quotes. Single quotes or double quotes. We use it for string data type, and we will talk about it on our next lesson. Not today. Today we'll talk about numbers, and I will remove these sentences. and just save number 1, number 2. It's numbers. Okay, we will not use strings today. Anastasia asked, how long is this class? I hope it will be near 2 hours, but maybe less, maybe more. I think less. Okay, I see one question from Sabina. What is snake case? I couldn't get it. Snake case is a special type of writing where you use underscore between two words. Like I'd like to create a variable with name full name, and I put full, I put underscore and name, and it will be a type of calling my variable where I can keep information. We have snake case like that. We can camel case like that. Then we use capital character. After first word, we use second word with capital first character, full name, like this. But you shouldn't use it. In first, we just need to use full name like this in snake case. Okay, let's continue and let's talk about numbers. What is it? We have 3 types of number: integer, float, and complex. Integer number is 0 or positive and negative whole number without a fractional part, and it looks like this number or this number, or we can create number 3 which will be equal to 0, oh sorry, 0, or it can be negative, like number 4, it will be equal to -10. Okay. Second, we have float numbers. Float numbers have whole part and it has fractional part denoted by the decimal sign, like these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4.56 or 3.142 or -1.55 or 0.23. I will create number 5, which will be equal to 24.2, or number 6 will be equal to, I don't know, maybe 1, oh no, not 1, 0.001, something like that. And it can be positive or it can be negative, and we can use it in different situations. Complex numbers. Complex numbers, it's number which has real and imaginary components, and it's so boring. I mean that we don't use it in real life. We don't use it In my experience, it usually used in some specific mathematical calculations, and it's not included in our course. We will not talk about it because it's very specific. We will talk about integer and we will talk about float numbers. Okay, we have integer numbers, we have float numbers, and what we can do with these numbers. Here on your screen you see simple mathematical calculations, and we can what we can do with our numbers. We can do sum up it, we can do find the difference between it, we can multiplicate it, or we can divide it. Let's try to do it. Okay, for example, my first number, I will change it to 100, and number 2 I will change to number 50. Okay, what I can do with these numbers, I can sum up it. For example, I write number 1 and I use a special sign. I use plus sign and write number 2, and I will get a result of sum up these two numbers. How I can use this result? I can create new variable with name result and assign to result of this sum up. And now I can print the result on the console. I'll start my program, click run, and I see a result of sum up 150, and I get a result 150. I think it's absolutely correct answer, and I keep my result in result variable, and I print this variable value 150. Okay, I can change my plus sign to minus sign, and then I will find a difference between number 1 and number 2. Run our program again. I see 50. 50 is a result of difference, or maybe I'll change 50 for 30, and then I will get a 70. And it's correct. I got a 70. Additionally, I can use asterisks to get a result of multiplication. I change my minus to asterisk and run again, and I got 3000. 3000 is a result of multiplication 130. It's correct. Or I can I will change my number to variable to 50 back, and now I want to find result of division. Result of division between number 1 and number 2, 150, and I think I will see number 2. I run and I see 2.0. Whoa, Interesting. Why point? Why this number is float? Why not as integer? Because our first number and our number two, not our number one and number two was integer. Why we got a float number? The reason in division, because in division we can get not only whole part of our number, we can get a fractional part too. For example, if I create new variable, for example number 7, which will be equal to 3, and I change it here, number 2 to number 7 variable, and I will find the result of division number 1 to number 7, and it will be 33 and a bench or phrase. This part will be whole of our result, and this part will be fractional. How to get only whole part and how to get only fractional part? We have a special syntax in Python. If we use double slash, we will get float quantity or float number. I put extra one slash, and in the result I will see only 33. I lost. I cut off my fractional part, and I got only whole part. And I can get only fractional part. For it, I should use percent sign, like this, percent sign, and in my opinion, I should get a bunch of phrase. I run my code and I see 1. Why? Why it's 1? It's a little bit confusing. But I tried to explain to you how it works and why we got 1. I think I will do result 1 and result 2, and this part I will do simple division with 1 slash sign, and I will do getting of fractional part. Print result 1 and then print result 2. Run my program and I see 33, bunch of threes, and 1. How it works? We divided our 100 to 3. 100 divided 3. It's saying that getting a fractional part same as we find a difference between 100 and 3 multiplied to whole part of result of our result 1 of number 33. 100 minus 3 multiplied to 33. In Python, we keep rules of our mathematics from the school, where we have a priority of multiplication over to finding a difference or sum up. Oh, I see a lot of questions. I hope I will complete this slide. Yeah, I will tell you about math operations, and then I'll answer for questions. Okay. The result of this operation, I will show it from print, and in this print I will put these numbers. 100, it's our number 1, 3, it's our number 7, and 33, it's a whole part of division 100 to 3. And in the result, we will get 1. And this one is same of this one in result number 1, in result 1. Oh, sorry, in result 2, of course, in result 2. How to get a bench of freeze? We divide by 3. Our divider was 3, yes, and if we print 1, it's our result of this operation, and we divide it by 3, we will get our bench of freeze, this one. And finally, we have this part is our whole part of number, and this part is our fractional part. If we use percent sign, we will get it in integer, but if we divide this number to divider of our first expression, we will get it as a float number. I hope it's not too confusing. I really hope. Okay. Additionally, we can switch our value. We have positive or negative, and we can switch it to opposite. And we use minus sign before our value. For example, I'll clear it and maybe it. Okay, we have no, not it. I will keep it. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, we have number 1. It's a positive number, and I want to switch it to negative. How I can do it? I just put minus sign before my value, and my value is number 1, and I run my program. I will print result 1, and I will see a negative value. I switch it from positive 100 to negative 100. And what about negative numbers? Is it works for them? Yes, it works. It works. I change my number 1 to number 3. Not number 3, number 4. Number 4 is minus 10. And I'll run my program, and I got positive 10. I started from negative 10 and got positive 10. This minus sign convert our positive value to negative and our negative value to positive. Other interesting thing about negative numbers. For example, I want to get a sum up of number 1 and number 4. I put plus and I write number 4. Please write me your guess what result we will have in the chat. 90, 90, 90, 90. Yes, exactly. Absolutely right. We will have 90 because our plus sign in sum up will convert to negative, and we will find a difference between number 1 and number 4, but number 4 will be positive, and difference between these two numbers will be 90. No, okay, plus of number 1 and number 4. Yes, and sum up will be same as find a difference between number 1 and opposite of number 4, like that. Okay. And the last operation interesting for us now, it's exponentiation. We can do it for our numbers. We can find exponentiation. For example, I want to rise up my number 1 to the power of, I don't know, maybe to the power of number 7. And I should put double asterisk and write number 7. And in the result, I will have a result of rising up. I will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will get 1 million. 1 million because this operation is same as I did as I do 100 multiply to 100 and multiply to 100. How many times I should I do it? As many times as I have number in number 7. In number 7, my number 7 is 3, and I should repeat this operation 6 times, and I will have 7 numbers 100 multiply between each other. Okay, I hope it's clear. Okay, maybe let's take a break, 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. Let's break, and then we will continue our lesson. What do you think about it? Will we do? Okay, will we do? Then we will see in 11:10 on Pacific time. Okay, welcome back. I read your questions and I tried to answer for it right now. Okay. Ola answered me. What are the benefits of this course for work search? What are the benefits of studying something to find work? I think just new information for you. You can use it, or you can not use. It's up to you. What if we don't use underscore at all? Interesting question. You can not use underscore, but it's simple to understand. For example, Farouk answered difference between full name like this. Okay, I will put number and full name like this. We can use both, but I think it's easy to clear, easy to understand. Read full name with underscore. We separate different words, and we understand that it's mean. Because if we will have a big variable like this variable for my full name, something like that, and it will be equal to, I don't know, 1 to 3 again. It's really hard to understand. But if we will use underscores, my full name, it's more clear. Yes, of course, it's example. It's not a real word or real variable name, but in future we will use more different variables, and it's better than we understand how to use it, how to read it, and keep in mind what we means when we wrote this variable, I don't know, a half a year ago. Timur said that snake case is recommended. You can use full name or full name in different cases. Yes, Timur, exactly. We can, but it's just a recommendation. Manuel asked, is there any difference between float and double in Python? We haven't double type in Python. All types of number we have in standard Python library are integer, float, and complex, not double. As I remember, I'm not sure double using in Java. I don't work with Java, and I'm not sure. Ildar asked Ilya how to open new project to work in PyCharm. Ildar, we sent to your email a video how to install Python, how to install PyCharm, and how to create a new project. Maybe after this lesson you can write to support or write to me, and I will help you with it. Do you have to click enter to get result? Olga, I'm not sure I clearly understand you. What do you mean? Yana asked, why is multiplication when you did 100 multiple to 30? You got integer, not float. Oh, it's very good question. It happens because our both values are integer, and 100 and, for example, 50 Yeah, if we print both these values, number 1, number 2, second, number 2, and run our program, we'll get 5,000. Because these both values are integer, we will get integer value of multiplication. But when we divide, in some situation we can get float number, because 100 can include not whole part when we divide to number 2 variable. Yeah, for example, if we divide number 1 to number 7, yes, as you remember, number 7, sorry, as you remember, what is dividing? It's operation. Then we find a difference between we have a difference between numbers, and for example, how many times we have number 3 in our number 100. That we can count it when we when we find difference between 103 and 3 and 3 and again, as many time as we have whole answer result. For example, when we do difference between 103, we will get result 97, and we can do it again, and we will get 94, and again, and in the result we will get 4 minus 3, and the result would be 1. And we can't find the difference between 1 and 3 and stay in positive numbers. The result of this expression will be negative number, and at this time our dividing will stop, and we will get a fractional part of our number. And our operation sum up, find the difference, and multiplication of both integer number will return us integer number. But division is different, and we will get float number, because it's easy to Python. Be ready, get float number. For example, you can divide 100 to 50, and we will get, yes, wait a second, we will get this result, number 1, number 2, run this code, we will get 2.0. Our fractional part is 0, but it's easy to Python. Be ready and return every result of division in float. Not only when we have a fractional part, not a 0, but in every cases. And for example, if we work with float, yeah, let's try to work with float numbers. For example, print, I will clear this part. oops, 7. Let's work with number 5 and number 6. It's our float numbers, and I want to find a sum between a sum of number 1 and number 5, for example, and print a result in console. I will run our program. Then I will see 124.2. This part is this number is integer, this number is float, and the result of this operation is float because this part, this fractional part, will save in our result value. Or if we work with only float numbers, number 6 plus number 5, and run again, we will see 24.201. 0 is this part, 2 is this fractional part, 001 is the this fractional part, and we'll sum it up. I can write cheat sheet to understand what the result we will get of different operation. For example, integer plus integer will be equal to integer. It's easy to remember. And integer minus integer, we will get integer again. For multiplication it's same, but for division it's not a true, and we will get a float. Now, if we will work with one number integer and one number is float, what we will get? Integer plus float, we will get float number, integer minus float, float. We will get float. In every case, we will get float. And for float numbers, we will get whole float numbers too, like this, like this, like this, like this, and we will get float numbers. And soon we will talk about how to convert integer to float and float to integer. It will be interesting. Try to remember this cheat sheet. Okay. What else? What else? Questions? Oh, guys, really a lot of questions. I'm afraid we haven't enough time for it, but I hope it's very important. Okay, it's very good, but when we put quotes, single quotes, brackets, equal, or underscore, it's not clear at all. Okay, Robert, about quotes. Quotes we use in strings, and we will talk about it on our next lesson. Not today. It was my fault about strings, but I tried to do examples clear for you. Yeah, we will talk about it in next time. Equals. Equal we use to assign, to link our variable and our value. This is our variable, this is our value. And equal sign helps us to assign variable value, variable value. We can reassign using equal to, like number 1. We can reassign to another value. For example, we use equal again. Brackets. Brackets we use in functions. Now we are learning only built-in functions. Now we know print function, and every function has brackets. If you see brackets, you should understand that it's function. And in these brackets, we put our arguments, which we need to to put in this function. Function print get argument which it show us in our console. For example, I put in brackets in print a value, result 1, or for example number, I don't know, number 4. Yes, and this value will be shown in our console. I run this code, and I see our variable here. What else? Underscore. Underscore we use in naming of our variables, only there, and we use it in the name. You can return after lesson. You can return to name conversion and see here how we can use underscore. Okay, I hope you understand better. It would be easier if you first say that the task we want to do and then all the steps to do it, not the opposite way. Okay, but right now I can't change anything. But then by the end of explanation, I got we did very simple operation, but you lost me during lean steps writing. Okay, guys, thank you for your advice. I understand and I try to do best. I have a zero background in languages and I don't understand what is going on, why are we doing this, and where and how we are going to use with what we are learning. Oh, so yeah, it's a problem because it's really easy. It's really basic level, and maybe you just need practice. We have a homework for you, and in this homework I hope you will understand more clear this information, but this is basic terms like variable, like number, like value, like print. It's the basic. I don't know how to explain it clearly. Sorry. Okay, let's go to last questions. Yeah, sure. That's not for me. I was invited to this course in order to get a little advance in job searching my graduate of manual testing course. Guys, who completed manual testing course? It's not a course how to improve your resume or how to find a job easy. I mean, how to do it easy. It's a new step in your education. It's information about your maybe first computer language, and uh, how you can get this information. In what direction you should to go to learn Python. Or it's not how to improve your resume. Winnie asked, can you add an extra plus to eliminate the fraction, like the division? Um, no, if this syntax not doesn't work in Python, and double plus doesn't work. Can you explain florid quantities, double slash? Yes, I try to do it again. For example, yes, we have two numbers and we need to divide it. For example, number 1 and number 2 and number 2. We save it in result 1 and print it in console, and we see 2.0. It's a float number, but double slash returns us only whole part. We cut off fractional part and save only whole part. In this situation, we will get integer number. We will get only whole part of this number. It's one of the way how to get integer from the float, but it's not a good way. I will tell you about better way. But for example, if we divide number 1 to number 7, then we divide 100 to 3. Yes, and then we have 33 point and a bunch of threes. And we need to get only whole part, and we need to cut off this part. It doesn't matter for us. For example, in some situation, it doesn't matter. And then we should put extra slash, and then we will get only whole part. Okay, this is for those who want to learn automation in the future. Gardening. Maybe if you want, it's not a promo. It's not a promo for automation course. It's just our experiment. Yes, how to learn, how to teach Python. Yes, and after this course, you will know the basic things of Python, and you can go to, I don't know, in web development and do backend on Python, or you can go to science and do artificial intelligence, or you can do something else. It doesn't matter. It's just information about Python, about basic of Python, how to code using Python. Yes, exactly. Can you explain once more about percent operator? Okay, guys, let's go to this expression. Result 1 is equal to number 1 divided by number 7. And what we have? We have a number free point bunch of frees, free, a lot of frees. And this is float number, which has fractional part, it's this one, free, and which has a whole part. Whole part is 33. I don't know, maybe I should to change 3 to 7, okay? And then we will have different, not 3. And then we have 14 as a whole part, and these numbers, yes, it's a fractional part. And double slash operation we use when we need to get the whole part, 14. This operation will return us 14. And this operation, this percent, will return us this part. It's a fractional part, and we will get it. But we get it in different way. We get it as integer number. For example, if I put percent sign here, I will get number 2. It's a little bit confusing. Why 2? Why we got 2, but a second before we had wait a second please, number 2, yeah, remember it. But the minute ago we got this, yes, this part, but in percent sign we got only 2. It's a different of how we get this value. For example, 100, if we divide it by 7, our whole part will be 14. And 14 multiply by 7. 7 is our number, yes, our divider, which we had in our first expression. We will get okay, let me show you. Print 14 multiple 7. We'll get 98. And 2, which we got in here, it's a result when we find a difference between 100 and 14 multiplied by 7. In first we got result multiplied by 7. We get 98, and then we find difference between 100 and 98, and the result will be 2. Our 2, which we get from this expression. I hope I answered. It's a little bit confusing. Yes, I understand. Yes, it's a little bit confusing. I'm sorry, guys. Python, easy but not too easy. Okay, let's continue. let's continue. We have two things about what we need to talk. Rounding. Rounding, it's operation when we control numbers after decimal point, and we have three new functions. Functions, it's operations where we have brackets. This bracket, this bracket, this bracket, and in these brackets we should put our values or our variables, and this function will return us some value. Every function has different meaning, has different how we use these functions. For example, function round. It helps us to control how many digits we will have in our number. For example, we will divide number 1 to number 7. We remember the result, it's 14 point and a lot of numbers. But I want to have my result more clear, and I want to find only first 3 digits after point. I should use function round, this one, and in this function I'll get my result 1 in the brackets, and I want to save the result of this function in new variable. I'll call it result 2. Result 2 is equal to round result 1, and I will print it. I will print result 2. Okay, and start my program, and I got only 14. I got only whole part and no fractional part. But if we see on this function, yes, I hope you see, we have 2 arguments in this function. Not only our variable, yes, we see n. N is value separated by comma, and in this value, look some description, we have n. N is it's a number which show us how many digits after point we need to have. I write result 2, I put comma, and then I put number 3, just 3, not a variable, nothing, just number 3, and I run my program again. Oops, print, no, not in print, sorry guys, in round, of course, not in print. I put comma 3, and now I will see my number 14.285. In second result, I will see 14.286, and this 6 is the rounding of these numbers, yes, and I'll get rounding value 286. Only 3 digits because I put 3 here. If I put here 4, run again, I will get 4 numbers after point, after decimal point. Okay? Round is a function to control how many digits after decimal point I will have. Next function is floor. Floor helps us to find round-off result closer to less whole value. What it means? We have our number 14.2 and a lot of numbers, a lot of digits. But if I want to get the closest value near my in closer less value near my, I should use floor function. But look on this. We should use not just floor, but math point floor. What is math? Math is built in a library in Python, which we got. Then we installed Python on our computer. And how I can get it in my code? I should write import math, and this row imported it from Python library to me function floor, and I should write math point floor, and in this function I can put result 2, for example. And okay, I'll do it like this: math floor result 2 result. Okay, no. To do it, okay, math floor, I will change round to math floor, and in here I will put result 1. And now in my result 2 I will get a rounded value like 14. How it was finding. My function, my floor, just cut off this decimal, this fractional part, and find the whole number which closer. The number 14, the most closest number near 14.2857. It means that it's closer from the less values. And if I want to find upper values, then will be closer, greater than 14. I should use ceil. Ceil is ceil function from math library 2, and I just write ceil to ceil here, and now my result 2 will be 15, because 15 is the most closer from the greater values than 14.285. Difference between these three functions. Round helps us to control how many digits we will have after decimal point. Floor helps us to find the closer less value near our, and seal helps us to find closer, greater value near our. Do you have questions about it? Instead of using floor function, can we use round function to put 0? Then also it will give us 14. Yes. When we need to put square brackets inside, we shouldn't use square brackets. We should use simple brackets. Round will do 15 if it will be it will be 14.9. Floor will do 14. Okay, see again. For example, we have number maybe, I don't know, number. It's a good name. Number which will be equal to 0 point, a lot of zeros, and 1. Okay, number. And we can find a difference between round, between sail and floor. Round of number, then math point floor number, and the last math sail number. And just look what information we will see in console. First one is 0. Second one is 0. Third one is 1. Why we found 0 in first situation? Because we didn't put any values after round, after our value. Yeah, we don't use how many digits we want to find. If I put here, for example, number 3, and run it again, I will see 0.0. Or if I put, I don't know, okay, let's less zeros, 3 zeros, and I put 4. I will get my value, yes, as this one, because I want to see 4 digits. Here we put how many digits we want. 4 digits in this value. It's about round. If we don't, we default value. If we don't put any else, here we have a 0. 0 means that I wanted to have a fractional part, and then it will be work as floor or as cell in different situation. For example, I have 1999 and I have 0 here. Then I will get 1.0. It's like a rounding in school mathematics. Yes, when we see what kind of digits we have, what kind of digit we have before, and if we have 1 or 0, from 0 to 4, then we rounding down. If we have 5 from 5 to 9, we round off up. Okay, it's how round work. But floor and sale have different logic. Floor looking for us a closer number without fractional part. Yes, and it's looking for it from less numbers. Like if we have 0.999, yes, floor will look closer number from 0, -1, -2, -3, from numbers which less than our number, and it will find a closer. A closer in this situation is 0, not -1, -2, -3, it's 0, and it returns us a 0 in this result. If we put here not 0, for example 8.9999, it will looking for from 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and will find the closest value from values which less than our value. And sale has opposite logic. It will be looking for value closer, but from numbers which greater than our number. It's 9, it's 10, it's 11, like this, and it will return us 9. For example, we see 9.0 when we use round. We see 8 in floor, and we see 9 in sale. Okay. I hope it's a little bit more clear. After this lesson, you can try and you can try to write your own values and find a difference. Maybe it will be better, and you understand more clear, and I hope you will do it, or you can call me or write me in Slack. Yes, and I try to describe you again. Let's continue. We have really a little time, and our last topic for today is conversion from different number values, from integer to float and from float to integer. Additionally, we will talk about how to understand which type we have. Okay. For example, we remember that that 100 and number 1 value have an integer value, but maybe it's not true. How we can check it? For it, we have a special function called type, which returns us the type of this data. How to get it? For example, I'll create new variable called result type, and this result type variable I will put a result of function type, its function, and it has brackets. In these brackets, I will put maybe number 1. Yes. Then I print a result type. This one, and what I will get? I will get this information, class int. That means that we have integer value. It means that number 1 is integer, but maybe this one is not integer. We can check it, number 4, and we get integer again. Number 5 is float, and we put it, run, and we get float. Then we use type, function type. We can understand what we have, what type, what data type we have right now in this variable, and control these variables and understand how is our code running. After it, how to convert integer to float and float to integer. We have two special functions. First one is integer. Integer function has brackets because it's function, and it helps us to convert, for example, number 5, yes, it's float type, to integer type. And then I put in brackets number 5, and I create result int number 5 and print it. I will get an integer of number 5. How to get an integer value? For it, we need to cut off fractional part. Just cut off this 0.2, and then we will get our integer value. And same situation when we use result float, and it's float function, which has brackets, of course, and I will put number 1 in this function and print the value, print result float, and I will see 100.0 because I hadn't fractional part here, but then I convert my value to float. Yes, I convert my integer to float. It created 0.0 for me, and now this value is float. We can check it. For it, we can use type function, and we print result int again, but we will write type here and here, and then we will see what kind of data type we have. In first one here we have 24, and this is integer type, but we started from 24.2 and it was float type. Right now this value result int has integer, and we checked it and we see class integer. The same situation with float. I can show you the float value. Now float again. This is float value, but we had number 1 like integer. Yes, and number. It's very important that number 1 is still integer value, but our result float, it's different with number one, it's different value, it's different box where we will keep converted number one to float. And in this float, we have 100.0, and this class is float. This type is float. This data type is float. This type of number is float. Okay? Please write me your questions. Thank you. Thank you. It's clear. For what we will use these math operations in future? For everything. In different situations, we can use mathematical calculation. I don't know. In QA, in my experience, usually we use convertation from string to integer or to float when we work with some data on our website, which has numbers, and we can use it there. In some different situation, like work in backend or maybe in science, we will use a lot of numbers where you can use, I don't know, but really a lot of situation when we use mathematics. Okay, that's not the end. If you understand, I'm happy. And you know, it's our experimental course where it was surprised for us how many people interested in this course, and we created a homework for you where you can practice where you can practice and try to do it yourself. And we create a repository in GitHub where we keep our code. Now the lesson one. And right now our teacher Alex Hostovich creating a course about Git for you, and I think it will be a good idea to mix Git learning Git, because it's very important for your next work, because everybody in IT now use Git, and how to learn Python, how to train. And after Alex will complete his course, we will send you. It's absolutely free, of course, and you can download this homework. Yes, and by Git you can create, you can download this, and you can try to do some exercise I prepared. How we can do it? First, you need to download Git from this site, gitscm.com/download, and here click on download for Windows or other operation system. You see Linux, you see Mac. And second part, you should create your own account on GitHub. We will send link with this repository. You need to click on fork. This action will create your own copy of this project. You will not work with our copy. You will work with your own, like just click on Fork button. I created it before, and you will see loading screen, and then you will see your name, not name of jobeasy team, your name and the name of project. Then you will click clone or download. I hope Alex will cover this information, and you will go to PyCharm. You will click on VCS. Here you will click get from version control. Here, please paste your text which you copy here, right here, yes, and choose the directory where you can keep your code. PyCharm has its special directory. For me, it's okay. You can choose on desktop folder or in documents folder. It doesn't matter where it's comfortable for you. And click clone. Click clone button. It will create a project. You can click on new window or this window. It doesn't matter. And first file was open for you. It's how to work with jobeasy Python course, how to check your homework, because really a lot of people, I created tests, and you will check your answers yourself. I think it will be interesting experience for people who want to learn QA automation. It's a good point because we will use PyTest. It's a framework to testing your Python code. I think it will be a good experience. Yes, and first what we need install Python packages listed in the requirement.txt file. What is requirement.txt file? It's this one. In first time when you open it, you will see here something like install plugin requirements.txt, something like that. You should click yes and install it. Then you will get new functions for your PyCharm, where you can click on this. You see a yellow highlight of PyTest and PyTest-env. If you hover this highlight text, you will see install Python, install PyTest version 5.4.1, and click install. And now your program. Okay, I see a problem. Let's go to settings. Let's go to settings, and please check in project jobeasy Python course project interpreter. Please choose interpreter from your operation system. It's a Python which we installed on video, on preparation video. Click Python 3.8, click OK, and then you can download these packages. In my version of Python, I downloaded it before, but for you, you should click on install PyTest and PyTest-env libraries. It's not built-in libraries, it's libraries from open source. It's absolutely free and absolutely safe. Then you will do it. We have two folders. One folder, lesson 1. In this folder, you will see 3 files with exercises. I will do right now one exercise with you. Sum up A and B. Write expression to the result sum variable. Okay, we should to get we should get sum up A and B, and we will write n A plus B, and we will assign result sum variable to keep our result of sum up, just like that. Okay, I want to check my answer, and I go to the terminal. It's tab you will see in your computer, in your pie chart right here, and use cd command to move to folder tests. You see this path, it's path to your project from your operation system, disk C, users, Ilya, PyCharm project, jobeasy Python course, and then I need to move to test folders. Tests. Put enter, and then I move to test folder. In README file, we see this command. I copy it. I want to copy. I use Ctrl C, and I paste in my terminal, where PyTest is our test framework, its main command, and homework _1_1 is the name of file which I want to check. If I want to check one first file, I should write _1_1. If I need to check second file, I write homework _1_2.py, and I click enter. I'm sorry, and I put enter, and I got result of test. What it mean? What does it mean? First, you see a green point and then yellow S, a lot of S's. Our first test of this exercise was successfully complete, and I passed this test. And 7 tests I skipped. Why skipped? I did a special message. You didn't finish this task. Why you didn't finish? Because your result diff, your result value, save none value, and it's a mistake. You should write your answer in this variable, because it's test, because it's a rule how this test works. And for example, I made a mistake, sum up, but I try to find a difference, and I run my test again, and I will see a mistake. I will see assertion error, expected 25 but got -5. I tried to sum up 10 and 25. I expected or 10 and 15, and I expected 25, but I got -5, and it means that I made a mistake. Okay, I hope it will work for you, and it will be okay. For next lesson, I try to do homework for every lessons which we will have. Now only for lesson 1, and it's our experiment. Yes, I don't know how it will work. I hope okay, but maybe not. Okay, thank you so much. Today we will send you all information about this lesson, about this course, all links and recorded video of this lesson, and you can try everything again and try to understand if you had some problems or troubles. You can write me in Slack, you can write me in message on email. If you haven't any information before, you can write to support team. Our support is support at jobeasy.ai, and and our guys will help you. Thank you so much. See you on Thursday at as I remember at 6:30 p.m. on Pacific time, and see you soon. Bye.